Hello, dear writers. This is Jonathan Cisco from the University of Missouri's Campus Writing Program. And today in this quick video, I want to demystify APA citation and citation in general. So first, what is citation? What is the definition? Taking from the Oxford Dictionary here, it's a quotation from or a reference to a book, a paper, or an author, especially in a scholarly work. What's important to keep in mind here is that citation involves either a quotation or a reference. It could be either one. So you could be taking literally the text from a document and putting it into your own, or you're just referencing an idea, for example. Both are forms of citation. Now, why do we cite? The first, probably most obvious reason is to give credit where credit is due. This is very common in Western contexts. We want to know who wrote what and when. But this isn't where we stop, and a lot of writers tend to stop just at this point when they think about citation. We also cite to give our readers a knowledge trail. That is, think about it. If you write something that I'm, the reader, am really interested in, it'd be nice to be able to look at the research that you found and be able to go back and trace your footsteps, maybe find something new. This is what all scholarship is based on, and it's this idea of a knowledge trail. Citation also provides evidence. So without that evidence, you're merely stating an opinion, but if you can bring evidence into your writing, it has the ability to create credibility. Credere, literally meaning to believe in Latin, is perhaps the single most important thing in scholarly work. Now, when I say APA citation, it's important to keep in mind that I'm really talking about two different things: in-text citations and the reference page. So when I say in-text citation, I mean literally the citations within the text. So those are the things that are in this black here. Is that Smith 2011, or according to scholars Felch and Locke 2013, the page number. This is literally within the prose of the text. That's in-text citation. When I say reference page, that's the thing at the very end of the document. This is the thing that's giving the full information on every single citation. I'll show you how to do both. Let's first talk about in-text citations. Now, this is where most people get screwed up, namely because students will find themselves ultimately creating their own citation style rather than doing APA citation. So let's talk about it. What is an in-text citation in APA format? Here's the good news. There are really only 4 ways of going about doing an in-text citation in APA. Let's first talk about paraphrasing. Now, when paraphrasing ideas, you only have a couple of elements. So all of these quotations here or citations are completely made up just for the purposes of this. So let's look at that first bullet point. Smith, 2010, argued that citation can sometimes be difficult. Okay, so the writer in this case decided to bring the author into the sentence. Literally, the author is the subject of this sentence. So Smith, we need that last name and we need the year. We need the last name, again, to give credit where credit is due. And we need the year because remember, APA is typically used within the social sciences. Year might be a very important concept in the sciences. Right? If Smith had said this in 1856, it might hold less credibility than if Smith had done this finding in 2010. Now, sometimes the writer might not want the citation or the author of that citation to be at the forefront of the sentence. Sometimes we want the ideas themselves to be mentioned in the sentence. So in that second bullet, citation can sometimes be difficult. This is when the citation is within the full parentheses here, Smith, comma, 2010. So we just have those 2 elements. So really it is all about, do you want the author of this work driving the sentence, which can be helpful, say, when you're comparing theories. Smith said this when Eliot said that. Or do you want, as in the second bullet shows, just the ideas? Now, that's when paraphrasing. What about when directly quoting ideas? When directly quoting, it's very, very similar, except we have an additional element, the page number. So, for example here, according to Smith, 2010, here's the quotation, students occasionally find citing sources difficult, page 14. So what we're seeing here again is that the author is driving the sentence here. We have those 2 elements, Smith, the last name, year, 2010, but because we're including this full direct quotation, we also have the page number, in this case, page 14. Now, in the second bullet point, is very much like the last one. Maybe we want the ideas, or in this case, the direct quotation driving the sentence rather than the author of that direct quotation. So, furthermore, direct quote, students occasionally find citing sources difficult. And then we end with the longest citation you'll see in APA, Smith, comma, 2010, comma, page 14. Right? Now think about the logic behind this need for a page number. Just like that knowledge trail presents in that last slide, if I want to find exactly where you found that information, what do I need? Well, if you're directly quoting and I want to find that direct quote, I need to be able to find not only the source, but the page where you found that direct quote, hence we need the page number. So when we look at all of this together, there are really only 4 variations. Sometimes we're only mentioning the author and the year, in which case we're kind of citing a larger work, or sometimes we need that page number, and that's when we're directly quoting. So think of it this way. Your APA checklist. Do you have the author's last name? Do you have the year of the publication? Are you paraphrasing or directly quoting? Because that's going to determine whether or not you need that page number. And if you're directly quoting, do you have that page number? It's as simple as that. Now, with the reference page, is something a little different. With the reference page, it used to be where we had to create these things by hand, and if you have created these by hand before, I'm about to save hours on your life. That reference page, again, is the full citation, and I'm going to show you a website, completely free, that will help you do this. That website is called bibme.org. So this is bibme.org. The concept is quite simple. You search for the source using either a book, a magazine, newspaper, website, journal, or something else. BibMe finds that information that's required for that particular citation style, in this case APA. It pulls that information from the internet and spits it out in a reference page. I'll show you exactly what I mean. So if I first have a book as a source, and I want to ultimately put that in my reference page, I can start searching for that book. It found this book by Doug Buell. I'll select it. I can confirm the information such as first name and last name, the book title, and so on, and then create the citation. You can see that the citation is right here in beautiful APA format. I can also do it in terms of a journal article, so you can search the journal article by name like I did with the book, or you can manually enter that information. So for example, I can type in some information from the article itself, put all of the information that I would need, and I'm just making this up here, put the publish date, create the citation, and there's a great example of an article in APA format. I can download this to Word or my other browser, and then boom, there it is, right there, my APA reference page. So that was APA format in a nutshell. I hope this video was helpful. Happy writing.